Ready? Grim Dungeons, I was right. On both picks, I said they'd pick Grim Dungeons and Purgatory.
So, welcome to levelupyourgame.net. I'm Disrepute, joined by Vor. This is the ClanBase Nations Cup. Quake Live, TDM, Austria versus Hungary. Group stage match. First match for each team, in fact. So, we're yet to really know what to expect.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Really?
Go on then. Tell me what to expect from that Austrian lineup.
Well, you said we can't possibly know, so why should I waste my time?
I'm correct. Oddie himself.
I know what to expect, but I'm not going to make you do that.
Axion, Noctis and Tai is the Austrian lineup, which I don't think we've ever seen before.
No. As I said earlier, we're used to seeing the lineup of Austria being Noctis, Ju, Uwu and Infamous, but times changed this.
Times are a-changing. Just like a few other nations have got different lineups this season. See if they can do any better.
It's always interesting to see, isn't it?
It is. It is interesting to see if the people that don't get a chance to play suddenly do. See if they can improve. Often they are the type of people that are telling you they can improve the situation, so I guess they will be. Let's have a look at the Hungarian team. Zoli, Kilkiss, Smoggy, and I'm going to presume Dash. Yeah,
so there's some familiar players in that lineup. We often see Dash and Zoli, and Smoggy as well, actually. But Kilkiss, he's a new one to see in the Hungarian lineup. There's no sign of Gandhi or Feeder playing this first map, at least.
Yeah.
Feeder is on the server though.
And Zoli and Spec as well. Although
yeah,
maybe they're going to take some changes.
We'll see. It'll be interesting because I think Zoli's been in pretty much every Hungarian team for the past 5 years or so. If someone could go back and check old screenshots and verify that if they felt like it, but I'm pretty sure he has.
Please don't. We don't want Vor looking foolish.
Look, I'm sure I'm right. There's no need to even bother checking.
So, don't quite know why they're not readying up yet.
Maybe they're practicing and warming up. That's what the warm-up is for. No point readying up if you're not ready.
It isn't.
What's it for then?
In this situation, you're supposed to have already had the server set up. You're supposed to start play 12 minutes ago.
Really? Is that how it has to happen?
That's the rules.
Is that
Read
the rigid
ClanBase
schedule
rules.
we have to stick to the detriment of the quality of the game we might see?
Irrelevant elephant, mate.
No.
You're supposed to practice beforehand.
I say, give them all the time they need in the warm-up.
For a week.
If that's what it takes, yeah. I'm
just
sure
want the best game, don't you, for your
I just
viewers?
want to see the best quality game. I don't want people readying up,
just because the admins say so.
Yeah, exactly. The players ready up when they're ready. That's how we're going to see the best possible game this. You want to rush in and just see one team smash the other. That's not for me. That's not for me, I'm afraid.
I'm into whitewashes.
I want to see competitive gaming.
I'd rather see a default. That's what I'm hoping for.
You're a disgrace. The integrity of online competition.
So, I'm following Noctis at the moment. Is he going to be the key man in the game, or?
Well, you can't imagine a situation where he won't be. I mean, I haven't really kept track of whether or not he's been practicing or anything for this event, but a practice Noctis would be one of the strongest players in the whole competition, so we'll have to see.
So we are ready.
3, 2,
ClanBase Nations Cup, Austria versus Hungary, and we're live in the point of view of Smoggy to start off with getting that lowy yellow spawn and the rocket launcher. And meeting the rest of his team around this rail position, which I guess is going to be one of the key areas on this map.
Yeah, I think it's smart to actually gather up as the team like that, because already it's given them a small lead and they've gathered up in an important area. It's starting to spread out now, of course, but that rail, of course, is a key part of the map. Probably the strongest or most dominant weapon, or at least one of them on this map.
So we do have a power-up time. Of course, they don't know the power-up times. They could have spawned
unless
in
they
30
watch the
seconds.
stream.
Yeah. With the massive delay on it, that'd be useless, of course. Power-up's going to spawn right now, and look, Hungary are waiting for the quad. Austria had the battle suit. To see if they meet up in any second. 3 seconds to go until this red spawns. Feeder's going to grab that. Could put himself in a good defensive position. Really wants the shaft here. Goes really aggressive, and was a bit of a surprise that he did that, really.
They're very aggressive because often you'll very rarely see shotgun, even with quad, being a good weapon against battlesuit.
He actually died pretty much from the fire of not the battlesuit either. The players supporting the battlesuit with the shaft did a lot of damage as he moved through to that bounce pad area. So.
I mean, he had limited options. I mean, it was either look to fight in the way he didn't die, or he probably would have had to have backed off entirely, unless that lightning gun was going to come up anytime soon. But wasn't a great situation for the quad.
Still following Ty, gets a frag there in 36% with that LG.
Wow, direct grenade in the back. Not what you want to be on the receiving end of at any time.
So I mean, tactically, what are you expecting the teams to try and pull out here? Oh my god, another grenade kill there from Oddie this time.
We already saw Austria had at least 2 players committed to just sitting in and around the red room, and that's pretty standard. I mean, teams like to keep hold of the red, but you know, as we always say, just sitting in the red room is not often a good tactic because you get so much pressure from above and around you that, you know, that red is often completely just nullified by a rail from above or a rocket from above. So red's important, but you've got to keep control of those areas around the red as well.
15 seconds to go before the battlesuit spawns. Is just a second ahead at quad. To see what teams sort of moving there now. Following Kilkus at the moment, it's got about 40 armor.
Does a great job. Work with that plasma.
It's kind of misread his ammo there. I think Dash does manage to get the battlesuit, and he had a nice stack. Noctis with the quad somehow evades that rocket. I mean, it's pixels away from hitting him there. 4 frames difference.
Often difficult to get the quad out of that quad pickup area, but Noctis has managed it.
Just being cautious with this. Now got the shotgun straight. First one into Dash, second one hits as well, but look how stacked Dash was in the mega health. Red armor at least.
It's just not very good against battlesuit at all, even with the quad, as I said earlier.
Yeah, I think in that situation Noctis was kind of trapped into having to fight him, but...
I mean, he certainly didn't hit what you'd call heavy shotgun hits, but he hit some, and as we saw afterwards, Dash had barely taken any damage. Has been caught out down at that mega health though, and you have to say Austria, you know, it's a fairly positive start for them. They seem to be doing fairly well on that red and mega. Although, looking at the stats, it tells a different story to what I've seen on the pods I've been watching, because Hungary have actually taken more reds and megas.
Interesting. Because, yeah, exactly the pods we've been seeing. So look, 3-6 in favour of Hungary. Yellows are equal as well, of course, and then the megas. Austria just with a bit of an advantage on the quad time at the moment, but 30 seconds to go until the next quad. Battlesuit just ahead of it by 2 seconds now. Dash is in a really stacked position, waiting for the exit of the telly. Must have had a call there or something, or waited ages though and then just gave up.
Nice work by him though to take out those 2 players. I guess he's going to try and get in on battlesuit himself while his team goes to quad maybe, which is a good thing if you can pull it off.
Oh no, it's actually really unfortunate. There actually does give away his rocket launcher, and that lower yellow should be up.
Double power up.
So let's see what Axion can do with this quad. Did he shoot his teammate there? Gotta be careful, only 4 health. This is probably not going to end with a massive amount of frags.
He's keeping himself alive though, so there's always a chance you can pick up a quick flurry of frags with that quad, but he's just missing his rails. If he'd have hit his rails on this run, he could have actually picked up quite a few frags. But unfortunate for him.
Good play from Austria, getting both power-ups on that occasion.
It was good, but you'd have to say they didn't really take advantage of having both. If we check the score, it's still very close.
5 frag margin, nothing to feel comfortable about.
No, I feel they're going to have to try and get in on more of these reds because Hungary are managing to, if they're not actually holding the area, they are doing a very good job of stealing them, because every time I seem to check, there does seem to be an Austrian player holding the red, but not necessarily picking it up.
Following
if they want to maintain that lead, they'll actually have to do better on these reds.
Kilkus and Smoggy waiting around for this rail. Kilkus almost going down. I'm going to switch away. Smoggy switched too, in fact, waiting on this rail. And I really wish we could see the statistics of these items, because often more important than armors are weapon pickups. Oh, just as the rail spawned, in fact, Smoggy gets taken out. Looks like a Hungarian player, Kilkus was it? Did manage to grab that rail, but soon eliminated. Austria now 10 frags to the good as we follow Noctis. Wow, got quite badly there. He was in something like 40% LG though. Dash taking this battlesuit, quad up in a couple of seconds. He looks pretty stacked with this battlesuit as well. If there's any more delay on quad, it's going to be very dangerous going forwards.
He's never going to get out of there alive. It was good to see how positive Dash was in trying to get to that quad quickly and put pressure on it, and as a result, Dash has got 10 seconds now with no quad to worry about.
He's going to hunt for frags, it looks like. Takes out Audi himself with that rocket. Misses out on that lower yellow, but effective run. The main thing, of course, eliminating that quad, and there was a slight delay.
Yeah,
7 seconds now.
Yeah, 6 seconds pretty much, and that's going to be a real problem for whoever gets the quad now. Battlesuit is going to become so important, I think, because as we've seen from what Dash did, if you get to that quad quickly, you're either going to get there as it's picked up, or you might, even if you're quick enough, get there to pick it up yourself.
I mean, any more delay on it and it's definitely going to be double power-up time.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see this time if we have a huge fight over the battlesuit as a result of that. Because I really do feel that whoever gets battlesuit is going to be killing quad now or getting quad.
Really nice play from Dash there, great rocket work. He knows the time of Mega, he's going to be careful, doesn't want to get machine gunned down. But look at all of Austria seem to be down there, at least 3 of the players anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they're still holding a lead, Austria, but no, it just feels like they're not in the ideal positions on the map. Still somehow they are in the lead.
Well, the problem is, of course, if you're just conserving the leads you've got but not actually getting a strong position ready for this next power-up, they could be in real trouble. The battlesuit up soon. Dash kind of he easily gets the frag there. Another frag, in fact. Dash seems to be the only one going to this battlesuit each time, though, for Hungary. There you go, 3 Austrian players there.
I can't believe it.
They're delaying it, though. This is not going to give them much of an advantage. Seems like they're all pretty much fresh spawners and got relatively lucky there on the end they spawned at. Here's Smoggy with the quad. He didn't know you had the big advantage over battlesuit in terms of stack there.
I mean, if you'd hit that rail as well, quad would have been in real trouble.
I think quad actually dropped down.
Battlesuit.
Sorry, yeah, battlesuit dropped down and got the mega health though. It sounded like to me, so he should be running around a lot stronger. Quad underground here, trying to hit those rail shots up the bounce pad.
Yeah, you were right. Battlesuit did get that mega and it has just taken red. Obviously, it has expired now, but it leaves Ty in a really strong position.
Let's switch around from Smoggy. Oddie himself just sitting at the rail this end. He's got a teammate next to him at this upper yellow. It's Noctis.
I think Ty will be glad you weren't following him, because he just lost a 160-100 stack at the mega without dealing any damage.
Well, at least you were there to inform us of that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't let that information slip by unnoticed.
It'll be very happy. Just looking at some of the stats there, I mean, Noctis we were following briefly, 60% rail, 40% shaft. It's going to be having a big impact. When we look on these other players, I mean, Smoggy, 40% rail, 25 shaft, they're just not on that same level. And maybe that's the reason why Austria are just able to take that center lead.
Well, we can see on the scoreboard that it's only Oddie himself who's not really putting out the same sort of damage as his teammates, but, you know, the rest of Austria, they are out-damaging Hungary. Particularly Noctis and Ty.
Smoggy defending this upper yellow really effectively there. Gets a couple of frags. The spawner just steals that shaft away from him. Quite annoying. Battlesuit's coming up in 10 seconds. And Austria just getting in there. Just seem to be committed, all of their team at the same time, and that's what's helping them at the moment, Austria. But Noctis gets taken out, those rockets. Feeder and Dash successfully defending that battlesuit.
Yeah, no way he's going to get to quad, obviously, this time.
Look at this massive delay on the quad.
Picked up. What is happening?
That's a big delay. Ty does get the quad. Seemed like one of the players had just lagged out briefly there or something.
Well, Feeder was just stood still as Ty picked up the kill with that quad machine gun, and well, 10-second delay now on quad. That's pretty huge, but we saw a decent delay on the previous power-ups, and that wasn't taken advantage of. It'd be interesting to see what happens on the next set of power-ups as far as that delay goes. Because I just can't believe that, you know, you're not going to pick that battlesuit up and get straight to quad and take full advantage of it.
So look at this one frag difference. They both got a power up. And looking at some of the scores here, Noctis plus 8 net. Hasn't got the most frags on his team. That's Ty, 24 frags. And Ty's doing a pretty good job in damage, comparing it to Noctis as well, 4.4.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised at what I saw happen at the Mega, because I thought, wow, here's Ty with 160, 100. Mega's coming up momentarily, and someone just drops down and rockets him to death.
To fight. 3, 2,
Reds,
1.
yellows. The yellows equal. Reds in favour of Hungary. Mega slightly in favour of
Good rockets, of
Austria.
course, they wouldn't have killed. Battlesuit also nerfed.
Oh, very nice play by Ty there with the quad. He's only got 3 health left. Mega will be up in a second. Unfortunately, goes down to Feeder, but drops the plasma.
Hungary might sort of feel slightly hard done by. I mean, they just had that player lagging at a key moment, and no, they had tied the game up at that point, and inopportune time for the lag, and all of a sudden they found themselves 7 frags behind.
Yeah, I mean, it potentially could have killed the quad. Because Ty wasn't looking in a good position. He had just machine gun and grenade launcher, taking a little bit of damage as well. So they're going to have to work their way back again. This is Austria's map pick, Purgatory.
Yeah, and they're certainly not dominating it, but, you know, you can see sort of why they might have picked this, because they're doing reasonably well on it. Got good damage output, that's for sure. It's just their item control is not very good at all, really.
And following Ty again, he's in the red room. He clearly doesn't really have an idea when red is. He seems to be the guy who's been timing Mega for Austria, but he missed the last one. He turned
he's
up
aware
late.
of the Mega time, we can see, because he's down here for it, but is there anyone in his place at red? I'm not sure there was. There wasn't when he left it.
See Battlesuit up in a couple of seconds, cycle round. It's going to be Feeder, in fact. We land on him as he picks it. And he's trying to rush.
Exactly the right thing.
This is going to be really good. 2 frags as well. And he might even get more frags off it. Oh, Axion got it.
Just unlucky not to be on it as it spawned.
Still did a great job. I mean, he's got 4 frags on this run. 5, that is now. There's the counter for Battlesuit now as well, Avor. Aren't we lucky? Great development.
Yes,
6
great.
frags. And even 1 straight after. That's a great run from Feeder.
Yeah, it hasn't quite tied the game up though. I mean, his teammates, they must have been getting killed during that run, because Feeder did so much work there, but it wasn't enough to tie the game up.
Basically got 8 frags or something in a row now, so... And yeah...
On his own at this rate.
Yeah, where is his team? I mean, you don't need to have people running in and holding it with him, but there's an LG sitting there. The next red will be up in a second. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, I was saying on his own, because there's no one really around it either. I mean, often we'll see just one person sit in the room, but he'll have teammates around the area, like above, to stop people spamming down on you as you're going to pick it up. There didn't seem to be that many Hungarian players nearby.
Just gets shotgunned. I don't know how he didn't hear his opponents moving in behind him there. Maybe just talking on comms at the time or something. Did get
That's
quiet,
what you'd have been doing.
Yeah, I'd have been chatting
Talking
away.
nonsense.
6 frag margin. Ty does pick
Yeah, he's
himself
doing a good
up
job
nice
down
mega.
with this mega. You know, often having someone dedicated to this doesn't always work out because sometimes they're just not in the game. It depends where the action is taking place, but you can see, you know, there are players down there for him to kill.
Yeah, getting frag after frag, and his excellent rocket work. Battlesuit is spawned, and Noctis grabs it. Doesn't want to waste too much time. 5 seconds to go now. He's going to rocket jump over. Fails the rocket jump off the wall, but he does save the quad for his team. Only 6 health with Ty, though. Got to be careful.
Oh, unlucky. Broly knew there would be no one down there, and that mega that he had timed would have been all his.
Noctis instead still roaming the map with this battlesuit. He can just keep that lead in favour of Austria, which they've pretty much had for the whole map for.
Yeah, it's been slender, the lead, the whole map, but they have had it. Had Hungary in the pacing position the whole time. And, you know, they've only managed to even it up for about a split second 2 power-ups ago. So Austria, they're doing well, even though they don't have great control of the items, because you can see Hungary, they've taken 8 more reds. They're even on the megas, and they've taken more yellows.
That's pretty incredible stuff.
Well,
Well
it's
behind on the quads.
Yeah, it's just it's surprising that they haven't been able to translate their good item control into better power-up control, because it is Austria who are well ahead on the power-ups.
It's around a 10 frag margin built up now. 2 sets of power-ups left on this map. Plenty of time for Hungary to come back. Have to see.
It's the sort of lead. It could just change. It only takes one good bit of play from Hungary. Now they're doing a good job of keeping Austria from taking a larger lead in this, and they can turn it around at any moment.
Oh, Smoggy getting taken out by Ty's long-range rocket. He's had a brilliant game so far. Picks up that mega yet again, 20 seconds before the next power-up spawns, which will be the battlesuit. I think it's going to be down to a bit of experience here, and comparing something like Noctis to secure out the game. And I mean, you've got multiple players there in Hungary that have done lots of Nations Cup. Here we go. Good securing the battlesuit.
Let's say though, the lead is just going further towards Austria at the moment.
And if you can get through this block,
Great jump.
there we go. No one's even down there at quad. Well, I don't know really what they were going to plan on doing. They surely must have known battlesuit would make it there, and then just having a couple of railers there is really not going to eliminate the battlesuit most likely.
Took a pretty nice rocket jump from Noctis so to get on it just in time.
Noctis hits another rail. What was it, 11 impressives I think I saw? And a frag. Oh, almost switched the rocket in time. We just saved him and perhaps could have got the red, but Dash himself has dived in there. Now that's built up the most comfortable lead we've seen thus far.
Yeah, and really it should be more than enough to see this first map out in Austria's favour. And, you know, go back to it again, even though they haven't done brilliantly on the items, they've really done well as far as damage output goes and these power-up runs they've had.
Yeah, the power-ups. It's all about the power-ups in Quake TDM. I mean, that is the sort of tactical element. You have to turn up for the power-ups. You have to get them as a team, make sure they're secure. Noctis, 13 impressives we see there. It's actually hitting 64% rail, 40% LG. Not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty strong for Noctis, as he doesn't consider himself an aim player.
Just rushing around the map, no tactics, all aim. That's Noctis for you. 15 seconds till this final battlesuit's going to spawn. Hungary might be in a good position to challenge for this one. We've got Dash with 100 armor, shotgun in hand. One side of the battlesuit takes
Dash
that
has
time.
found himself with this sort of amount of armor before a lot of these battlesuits, but we've seen as well he hasn't always had team support at them.
Nice rockets. It's actually
That was
run
his
out of
final
rockets,
rocket.
yeah. Does just miss out on the quad. The quad could actually catch him out here. All those Austrian players just diving in front of the quad player there. Both power-ups are eliminated.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of quad plasma put onto Dash there, and quad plasma pretty much rips through anything.
So last 30 seconds. What would you take from this game? Both teams, a well-organised Austria, again, pretty typical.
Well, I'd be worried if I was Hungary because, you know, you just had the better of the items, but you haven't done anything with them, which is not a good sign, I don't think, heading into DM14, which is another map that's all about, you know, keeping control of armors, making sure you've got enough stack for the power-ups, and, you know, using the power-ups to their advantage. So from this first map, you'd have to say that Austria are going to be pretty confident going into a map like Grim Dungeons.
You see 10k damage there for Noctis. The veterans dash and feeder did a pretty decent job for Hungary, it seems like. We see the main man dash there was getting those reds. 14 in his favour, in fact. And he was the one turning up for the battlesuits.
Yeah, he was there for most of them, but on a lot of them he just didn't have team support, and you know, there's only so much you can do when the other team piles in. That armour stack that you think you've had can just disappear pretty much straight away.